Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Pearson, your elementary ELL teacher. Today, we're going to work on the vocabulary words and pictures for second grade journeys, lesson 15. And our anchor text is Officer Buckle and Gloria. So, for this lesson, we're going to turn and talk. That means I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to think about your answer. You're going to pair up with a partner at home, or I can be your virtual partner. And then you're going to share out your answer in a complete sentence or sentences. So for this lesson, you will need a pencil and a piece of paper or journal page. And then you're going to divide the paper into 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, or thirds. And then you're going to write your numbers 1 to 8. And then for each number, you're going to write the vocabulary word. And in the second column, you're going to write a synonym. And a synonym is a word that means the same or means a similar thing. So, for example, combine is a synonym for mix. They are similar or they mean the same thing. If you don't catch the synonym, you can always write the word a second time. And then in the third column, I want you to draw a quick picture or sketch to help you remember the word. So if you need to, make sure you go get your paper and pencil. If you need to, push pause, and when you get your materials, push play. So here are our learning targets. I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story, Officer Buckle and Gloria. Here's our other learning target. I can talk about the vocabulary words and pictures. Success criteria. That means how will you know you're successful at using pictures and context clues to understand the important words from the story? And how will you know you're successful at talking about the vocabulary words and pictures? Well, here are our steps to success. I will, number one, look closely at each group of pictures. Number two, say what I notice about the pictures. How are they the same or similar? Number three, read each word and its definition. Number four, write each word 1 to 2 times, a synonym, and draw a quick picture or sketch. All right, so for this lesson, we're going to turn and talk. If you have a virtual partner at home, turn and talk rules. Number one, eye to eye and knee to knee. So if you have a partner at home, you make sure that you look at them and face the speaker. Number two, first one person talks, the other person listens. Number three, then the next person talks, the other person listens. Number four, don't talk too long on your turn, or your partner will not have time to have a turn. So, for each group of pictures, I'm going to ask the same 2 questions. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. And then I'm going to ask, how are they all the same or similar? And you're going to say, they all, and tell me how they're the same or similar. If you have a partner at home or I'm your virtual partner, you can either agree with me and say, I agree with you, Mrs. Pearson, because, or you can disagree and say, I disagree with you because, and tell me why. So here's our first group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a man is telling their dog to stop, and the dog is obeying them. In the second picture, I notice a crossing guard and people crossing the street. In the third picture, I notice a traffic signal holding a stop sign and telling someone to stop. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all Well, they all show obeys. So for number one, you need to write obeys. 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 That means follows orders or rules. Obeys means to follow orders or rules. A synonym or a word that means the same could be follows. So for number one, you write obeys, and in the second column, you can write follows, Follows, follows. A careful driver always obeys traffic rules. This driver stops at a stop sign. A careful driver always obeys or follows traffic rules. This driver stops at a stop sign. Think about it. How can you train a dog so that it always obeys? Or how can you train a dog so that it always follows what you say? Follows and obeys are synonyms. Number two, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice Snoopy is wearing something to keep him safe in the car, a seat belt. In the second picture, I notice a girl wearing a life jacket that keeps you safe in the water. And in the third picture, I notice a boy putting on their bike helmet that keeps you safe when you are riding a bike. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show safety. All of these things keep you safe. Safety, Safety, safety. What does safety mean? Rules for protection or to keep from getting hurt. Safety, rules for protection or to keep from getting hurt. A synonym or a word that means the same could be protection. Protection. So first write safety, and then in the second column you can write protection. The root word is protect, Protection, protection. The firefighter talks about fire safety. He teaches about staying out of danger. Staying out of danger is also related to safety. Think about it. What gives people safety in their homes? Or you could say, what gives people protection in their homes? Because protection and safety are synonyms of each other. So make sure you've written safety, and in the second column, you can write protection. Next group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I noticed that a dog is standing at attention or standing very still and looking closely. In the second picture, I notice a person is standing still or at attention. In the third picture, I notice two students sitting crisscross and being still and looking at their teacher. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show attention. 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 Attention means to be still and to look ahead or to notice what is around you. Attention means to be still and to look ahead or to notice what is around you. A synonym or word that means the same could be notice. Notice. So make sure you've written attention in the first column, and in the second column, you could write notice. Before crossing the street, stand at attention and look both ways. Before crossing the street, stand at attention and look both ways. You could also say, before crossing the street, stand and notice and look both ways. Think about it. Why do soldiers stand at attention in a straight line? Or why do they stand and notice in a straight line? Next group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice SpongeBob and Patrick Star. They are good friends together. In the next picture, I notice three kids. They look like they're friends or pals. In the third picture, there's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and they are famous for being good friends. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show, oh, I have it out of order. I'm sorry. A buddy. A buddy. A buddy is a close friend, a companion. So, another word for buddy is friend. So, make sure you write buddy, Buddy, buddy. A buddy is a close friend or companion. So in the second column, you can write friend, 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 because a buddy is a friend. That's a synonym. Never swim alone. Always swim with a buddy or friend. Never swim alone. Always swim with a buddy or friend. Think about it. Who is someone you think is a buddy? Next group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a police station because it says police at the top of the building. In the second picture, I notice a fire station or fire truck at a building. And in the third picture, I notice another official looking building. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show station, like a police station, a fire station, station. 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 What is a station? A station is an area where people do work, a workplace. A station is an area where people do work, a workplace. People are stationed there. That's where they work. So a synonym for station could be workplace. Workplace. This is my station or this is my workplace. A police station is a safe place to go if you need help. A police station is a safe place to go if you need help. A police station is a workplace for police. Think about it. Would you like to visit a police station? Why or why not? So make sure you wrote station. A synonym could be workplace, an area where people do work, a workplace. Next group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a speaker standing at a pulpit and talking. In the second picture, I notice someone is talking in front of a group. And in the third picture, I notice a woman in front of a crowd. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all show speech. 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 They are all giving speeches. The people are giving a speech. 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 A talk or presentation given to a group of people. A speech is a talk or presentation given to a group of people. So a synonym or word that means the same could be presentation. The root word is present. So if you present something, you are showing or giving a speech about it. Presentation, to present or give a speech. You are presenting something. His job is to give a short speech. He will talk about airplane safety. You could also say his job is to give a short presentation. He's presenting and talking about airplane safety. Think about it. Did you ever listen to someone give a speech? What was it about? Who gave the speech? You could also say, did you ever listen to someone give a presentation? What was it about? Who gave the presentation? So make sure you've written speech. A synonym could be presentation. Next group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice an emoji that looks shocked or surprised. And the kitten also looks shocked or surprised. And the girl also looks surprised, shocked, or alarmed. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all show shocked. The root word is shock, shock, and then you put an ed at the end. Shocked, shocked. Taken by surprise, very surprised. So shocked means taken by surprised, very surprised. So a synonym or word that means the same is surprised. So the root word is surprise and it has an D at the end. She is shocked at how hot it is outside. She needs to get out of the sun soon. She is shocked at how hot it is outside. She needs to get out of the sun soon. You could also say she is surprised at how hot it is outside. Think about it. When have you been shocked by something that made you very happy? You could also say, when have you been surprised by something that made you very happy? Last group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a very large dog and a very teeny tiny dog or puppy. In the next picture, I notice a super large alligator or crocodile and some tiny humans. And in the third picture, I notice Clifford, the big red dog, and his owner. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all show enormous. 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 So this is your last word, number 8, enormous. Enormous means large or very big. Could also mean gigantic, giant, large, very big. So a synonym or word that means the same is large. So make sure you've written enormous, and a synonym in the second column could be large. Only the workers can go inside the fence on this enormous work site. You could also say, only the workers can go inside the fence on this large work site. Think about it. What is the most enormous building you have ever seen? Or what is the largest building you have ever seen? Or the biggest or the most gigantic building you have ever seen? Those are all synonyms for enormous. All right, this is your chance to make sure you have the word written down correctly and the synonym. You can also pause and draw a quick sketch for each word. Obeys, that means follows orders and rules. Obeys. And notice I highlighted a synonym, follows. Number 2, safety, rules for protection or to keep from getting hurt. And I highlighted the synonym, protection and safety mean the same thing. They are synonyms of each other. Number 3, attention. What does attention mean? To be still and to look ahead or to notice what is around you. And I highlighted the word notice because it is a synonym or similar to the word attention. Number 4, buddy, a close friend, a companion. So another word for buddy is friend, and I highlighted that. If you need to, push pause. Make sure you have all 4 words written correctly. And in the second column, you have the synonym or short definition. And in the third column, draw a quick picture for each word. And when you're done, push play. Number 5 is station, area where people do work. A workplace is a station, and I highlighted the synonym workplace in yellow. Number 6 is speech, a talk or presentation given to a group of people. And I highlighted presentation because that's a synonym for speech. Number 7, shocked, taken by surprise, very surprised. And a synonym is surprised. And finally, number 8, enormous, large, very big. And I highlighted in yellow, large. So this is a good time to push pause. Make sure you have all of these words written correctly and a synonym in the second column, and draw a quick picture or sketch in the third column. And when you're finished, push play. Let's reflect on our learning target for today. On the top of your paper, I want you to write your reflection. How do you think you did reaching your learning target? I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story Officer Buckle in Gloria, of course. Would you give yourself a 4? I could teach this lesson. I easily said what I noticed about each group of pictures and how they were the same. Would you give yourself a 3? I was able to say what I noticed about most of the pictures and how they were the same. Would you give yourself a 2? I was able to say what I noticed about some of the pictures and how they were the same. Or 1, I was not able to say what I noticed about any of the pictures or how they were the same. How do you think you did today? Would you give yourself a 4, 3, 2, or 1? And write your reflection at the top. All right. So if you haven't finished writing all the synonyms and pictures, please do so. And thank you for reviewing the vocabulary with me. Have a great day.